Welcome back to Own the World Plays Out of the Park Baseball 21 as the Chicago White Stockings. It is time for the 1884 offseason. We are coming off of a World Series win. And so we're going to jump in, take a little bit of a look at who has retired this past year. Obviously for us, the big loss, well, not big loss, but major retirement was Al Pratt. 312 wins in his career. I think he chose the right moment to retire. So, 4 pitcher of the years, best fielder once, 7-time world champion, 11-time All-Star, great career. Other big names that retired: Candy Cummings, not quite as distinctive a career, had under 500, so that does not bode well for him, especially those first couple of years. But bunch of bad teams and finally did him in. Let's see, anybody else worth taking a look at? Jim Carlton, he just had a mess of a career. Let's see. Hugh One Arm Daly just needs the quick view for that. Short 3-year career that was pretty one good year, and then it got ugly. Andy Leonard retired. Finally, a very good hitter for quite a few years. Played for us in Chicago for those two. Provided a bat off the bench, but then it got ugly pretty fast. Jimmy Wood, who is also our manager, but he played for New York the whole time, because that makes all the sense in the world. Player who had a pretty good career. You can see all that red on the screen. He led in a lot of different categories. Great doubles hitter. Let's see. Amos Booth. Okay, his career never really happened. And then let's see. Deacon White. Also worth highlighting. Career .310 hitter. Only led the league once. But pretty good hitter overall. Just got over 1,000 hits. So he will be an interesting case, especially as a catcher when we come to Hall of Fame voting, which might start next year. So as a team, we aren't really looking to make any major upgrades this year. We'll see if there's anything available. Since we did win pretty convincingly, we are looking for Pike to, potentially decline quite a bit more. But otherwise, it's a pretty young team. We're re-signing, or we're getting a new hitting coach because ours retired. Great glove award, so this could be an interesting one. So Anson, O'Brien, Irwin should be in the discussion. And we'll go from there. So who do we get? Okay, Anson. Oh, he's the only one. Interesting. That was not what I expected out of that. In the American League, that's who won. No shocks there as well. Okay, reliever of the year. Probably not us. Because we, again, don't go reliever. They didn't even give one out in the National League. That's spectacular. So, next up, Platinum Sticks. We should have a couple of these. So, Anson, obviously, brothers. Yeah, they both had monster years. Jack Rowe taking it a catcher. That's interesting. Hyam didn't get it. Those were the only two. There's Frank Fenley, the Giants drafted, was just a complete monster for them. 59 walks. He led in that category to Rookie of the Year. I mean, I'd expect Barkley to get a vote or two, but yeah, mentally that was going to be what happened. Barkley didn't even get votes. In the American League, Al Atkinson. That's one we could have taken. We decided against. So that may have been the wrong choice there. Manager of the Year, that will be us because it always is when we win. Guided us to second place with an 81-31 record. No, I think we won. Yeah. A little confused. Not even sure why everything's randomly green. And that one season's not. I mean, we finished fourth. That was a bad year for us. But okay. Cy Young, probably not any of our guys. What was it? Gegas had the crazy year. Yeah, Atkinson and Gegas, both great picks. He went 32-5. That would do it. So Casey finished second. That's good, especially as a rookie. MVP, probably Anson, just for the 2020 year. His Barnes over the American League doing what he does. That's not even. Oh, Pete Browning stole one for first place vote. And so Anson got 14. Brothers finished second. Dan Casey got one vote at there at the end. So, yeah. Great year by Anson. I actually think he should have driven in more runs. I mean, if you think about it. He only drove in 96 on 20 home runs in this environment. But still, in 108 games, basically. That's a pretty good season. I do need to go in. I did not adjust this yet. So let's see. Let's go to 35 cents. I know, it's big money. Our development budget. Just keep spending because I have all the money and I have $30,000 available for extensions. Like, it doesn't even matter. We have bodies galore. Well, Triace is probably, he can still play defensively. That's all we've ever had him for is a defensive left fielder, and he keeps being able to do that. I mean, at some point, we'll probably have to give him up. I have received a trade proposal. Bill Stearns getting Charlie Jones and Willie McLaughlin. No. We're just going to ignore that because that's insane. So, this draft pool, what do we get? Great names. We got Toad Ramsey, Egyptian Healy, Pretzels Getzian. So, draft pool. 52 overall position. All players, 80. So, there should be 5 picks in this one, and there's a definite top 2, and then it's kind of this poo-poo platter stuff. Jimmy Ryan probably deserves a... You know what? I don't care. We know what we're getting. Just in the interest of keeping this moving. Somebody like... Oh, I don't want Amos Cross. Bill Stenmeyer. Could he potentially play another position's the only thing. Maybe. Who was the other one here? Ed Conley. Oh, because it's showing me pitching stuff. That's why. There we go. So Sam Thompson is probably the best player in this one. I doubt he gets all the way to us. I mean, then we are probably looking at somebody like Jimmy Ryan. So let's go to our winter meetings. Let's see. Who is available? Who's on the trading block? Is there anybody here that would add anything to our team? Probably not. Mike McGeary we've already got old shortstops. What I really think we should be doing is looking to see who is in the rebuilding mode and might have something. Baltimore. We're just going to go shopping. Straight up shopping here. Bob Black can't make that trade yet. Charlie Buffington might provide some value, and especially because they think he's a relief pitcher. Yeah, I know. What kind of a... Really? You value him that highly? If I throw Jim Ting up there. I know. I'm just trying to get you to discuss things. Okay. So you're not really shopping anything, and there's nothing there that's interesting. Let's see who else is rebuilding. The Brooklyn Grays. Jack Klatscock. I mean, none of those guys offer anything. The Louisville Colonels. Daisy Davis is their best, but he's too new. How about the New York Giants? Yeah, Vegas, Jocko Milligan. We're not going to be able to shake Jocko out just yet. So, yeah, this is the problem. Everybody's kind of in the same boat. There's just nothing right now because the league got turned over last year. So if anybody offers us anything, we'll do it. But it's weird to say we're going to run it back, but I think we're going to run it back. We've received a trade proposal. Why do you want him? You like him? Okay. That's a nothing burger. Yeah, I mean, I'll throw him up. Let's see. I mean, since people seem to think he's worth something, let's go get something. We actually could use a backup third baseman. I would like somebody better than Metcalf. Bill Schenk. That doesn't help. Henry Taylor. Not really. I can have any relief pitcher I want. Ed Kaskin. Okay. Yeah, nothing there. Let's go back to our trading block. McGeary. I could potentially grab him to back up third here. See if they'd give him up for, some spare change. So what kind of things do you want to get? You think that's who you're shopping. Unfortunately, you're not, so we're just going to go ahead and move on. Another trade proposal. I don't want Will White. This is the one thing. They just send stupid offers. Completely stupid offers. No, I don't need your garbage relief pitcher. I've got 12 who are better than that. Pop Snyder has an ankle injury. Okay, well, that's going to be fine. Just going to say it's going to be fine. A quick check Hall of Fame voting. Ooh, we do get to vote on somebody. There's one player on the ballot, Jim Carlton. So that's fascinating. Oh, I guess he's got the service time, but he hasn't actually played. Is that what the deal is? Yeah. Because he's been passed around. What? His salary? Oh, his number. That's why I was confused. Yes. He did not actually play, but he accumulated enough service time. That is awesome. So I'm going to go no. So you can mention in the comments if you think Jim Carlton belongs in the Hall of Fame, but I'm going to go with no. I tend to be more of a small person, small Hall of Fame. So 15th overall pick. And there's 80 picks, so this should go 5 rounds, unless somebody failed last draft to get somebody. So all players. So New York Metropolitans, first overall pick, Toad Ramsey. The Louisville Colonels, the second overall pick, Sam Thompson. Yeah, that was who I kind of had my eye on. Pete Conway to the Orioles. Denny Lyons to the Quakers. Egyptian Healy. At this point, there's not really much left on the board. So Con Daly is the best available by a lot. My scouting director probably and I are going to agree. We do. We'll meet his demand. Okay. Anybody hit? Nobody can hit. I mean, Frank Meinke. I don't want that. That doesn't help me at all. I mean, not even short term or long term. Ed Conley, at least he throws hard and fast. Ed Seward, he's younger. Which actually has the benefit. I guess we'll sign him. I mean, yeah, I'm going to just let you pick people at this point because there's not really anybody worth taking. Con Razzle Dazzle Murphy. Well, we'll take Con Razzle Dazzle. Oh, and we're going to pick John Hyland. That was probably one of the least interesting drafts that has ever occurred. We have the Rule 5 draft coming up next. Con Daly signs. Jeff Lauer. Rule 5 draft. Okay. New York and Buffalo. This is probably nothing for nothing. Mike Golden. who looks like he is done. And 22-year-old Charlie Gansel, who doesn't really look like that's a Major League ready player. And the Bison's Joe Werrick. I mean, his ceiling is replacement level, so okay. I don't know why any of that trade happened. I mean, unless there's some minor league depth or somebody wanted Golden for something. Oh, wow. There are a lot of players this year. John McMullen is the best player available. He's 35 and can't hit. I don't think we have anybody who is eligible in all of our minor league system. So, okay. We are going to start the draft, and we're just going to auto draft the complete thing. Yep. No picks made. Everybody's like, we'll pass. We'll pass. So we've got Jim Carlton. We'll get to see the results of his Hall of Fame voting. And the votes are in. 6.6%. So he'll stay on the ballot. But that's not going to hold much promise. So let's just keep trucking towards the preseason. We've received another trade proposal. Ed Cushman. Yeah, that's not really what I'm after. If you want to offer me something, we're good at first base now. I want a superstar left fielder, I guess. Actually, I don't even need one. I've got Oyster Burns ready to go to take over a corner outfield spot. I mean, we can feel pretty good about that. His ceiling, I mean, it's not as high, but it'll work. Head towards when the preseason begins. I have received a personal message, my financial update, and you've raised my money. Awesome. Really not much has happened there. And the draft pick signing deadline is next. We don't expect much. The player development update. Old Loss Radburn has improved. John Cassidy. His current and potential stuff rating improves, and his current control drops. Okay. Blondie Purcell. Current and potential control. He's not a pitcher, though. He provides outfield depth. Tom Poorman. Ed Seward, age 17. The Lenox Peaches. You think he's better than he was? Okay. So you're saying I have to move him. These guys get to move up. Anybody else in that poo-poo pile of stuff? Apparently not. Okay. Signing deadline. We signed our people. Spring training begins. This is the next date on the calendar. And so this is when we'll get a good look at how they're viewing our team. Preseason predictions. We are viewed as the team to beat again. Look at that, runs. 803. That's what we do. We score runs. A little worried about our defense. Oh, and they're predicting Barkley to move in. And Poorman. 4 of the top 10 hitters, but it's Brothers and Anson 1-2. That should be expected. Casey, the only one that's on the pitching screen. Wow. Look at that. They're looking at the Orioles and the Metropolitans to have sub 200 batting averages. That's just wretched. But the American League doesn't look like it's a hitting environment, and the National League looks a little better. So, for spring training, let's go ahead and move the crew up. This also gives us a good idea of how they're viewing the roster. So we're going to play till next week. I find this is the best way to do it, so you get a few days at the end of spring training to figure some things out. So, any surprises that they're playing? Nope, it's still our regular crew. Pitching, the only one that's of interest is, are they going with Jersey Backley? They are. So do we need to move him up? Till next week. It's the 9th. Next week. And the next week. So it does look like we probably should be bringing Jersey Backley up to take Cassidy's spot. I mean, you compare the two, Backley is just a superior pitcher by quite a bit. I mean, and he's been a monster in the minors. He is just 20, so that is the only concern. Play until next week. That gives us the 30th. It gives us a couple days to trade around and figure out our roster. So let's go back through and clean out. So Oyster can come down for one more year. Crane back down. We're at 40. We got to get this to 25. McCaffrey, again, actually McCaffrey might be an interesting one. Can he play third? A little bit. Yeah, we probably want to look at moving him up. Morrison. We have a ton of minor league talent available. Donnelly. I mean, he provides the depth, but he's just 18, so we don't need to bring him up yet. And get his service time ticking. And it's probably the first base collection. All of these minor league guys right now, let's get them cleaned out. Guys who aren't on our roster. Okay, so if I was to keep Backley, it means I still need to bring 6 guys down. So Ting has been one of these guys. Leary's one of these guys. I think Pud Galvin's one of those guys. And that's 8 pitchers. Householder's a guy who can come down. Carpenter can come down. So really only one more. I think Metcalf, we were saying, was going to go. The outfield, Riley probably can go. He's not providing very much right now. And so we're going to shop Metcalf. and see if we can get something for him. Oh, we are going to get something for him. That's a nice gift. And some guys in minor league deals that are available. Cyclone Miller. We did like him, and you got to pick up any guy named Cyclone. Jim Fran, we can have him take one more spin through, but I think we're good. So I think Cyclone Miller was going to be the guy. Yeah, well, we don't need to pay for them to take him. They can have him. 25? Okay. 50% of it. Okay, you just want to give him away. I'm fine with that. You know, we get rid of somebody who's not really contributing much. We pick up another minor leaguer. Pitcher. But we were going to move McCaffrey up because McCaffrey can back up a lot of positions. He gives us some depth. And we're also going to bring Jersey Backley onto the 25-man. So that gets us to opening day. And so we'll see where we're at. So that, just a little minor deal there. But otherwise, this is a run-it-back team. We should at least reach the playoffs. Fred Triace is going to retire. Okay, we're good with that. He's 37. He's only around to play defense at one position. Con Murphy going down. Top 100 prospects. Anybody we have? No. It's basically all the recent draft picks. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in, look at our preseason predictions here. Oh, they got Boston out in front again. They've toned down our runs and our runs scored. But we've now got 5 guys on the pitching list and only 1 on the hitting. Or on the hitting, 5 on the hitting and 1 on the pitching. So we are an offensive juggernaut, and that's what we hope to be. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you when we jump into the 1885 season. Bye.